Another edition of Are For Suckas podcast. Yeah, I'm your host, Luke Costello. My other host.
It's me, I'm here. It's not enough about us. You know who we are. We Are For Suckas. We here. Who's our guest?
Well, this is special. We got our first guest today. Goes by the name of Leo Leonardo, whatever you want to be called.
Lenny. Don't
Lenny.
matter.
There you go. How's everything, bro? It's good to see you.
Everything's good, man. It's been a while, man.
Wait, back from me.
He said his name is Leonardo, but he wants to be called Lenny.
It's a long story, man. It's like
Well, we got time today.
we got time. Birth name is Leonardo. The only people who call me Leo are people I work with
Okay.
because they see Leo on whatever.
Yeah.
People I grew up with, family and friends, call me Lenny. So
But how do you get Lenny from Leo?
it's a funny story. My dad, growing up, I'm a junior, obviously. Growing up, he was Lenny, and I was always little Lenny. So when I was registered for school, I was Leonardo. But then we moved to Florida. I can't stand Florida. We go to Florida, I register under Leonardo, and then when we come back to Jersey, everybody called me Lenny. So when they were doing the transfer, we're sending Lenny up your way. So then when I came back to Jersey, I was Lenny. Like even in my transcripts, it says
So your shit was official.
yeah, Lenny Urbina. So then whenever I had to apply for a job, I couldn't put Lenny. I could only put Leonardo. So when I got the job, wherever, people just call me, oh, can we call you Leo? Like the Ninja Turtle? I don't give a shit. Call me whatever you want. You sign the checks.
Word.
Your
Make
favorite
sure
color is
they
blue,
make sure
too,
they call you the right name on the check, right?
Exactly. As long as you sign it, I don't give a fuck what you call me.
That's what it is. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it might have been the contact. My fault. I just got stuck.
Damn, you just had the ill brain fart.
Yeah, I was
My
like-
bad. It was like, were you here?
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
I thought he was having a stroke.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, it was like a seizure almost. Like, some people have seizures where they just freeze up. I was like,
Did my neck curl up like that? It was bad.
Your lip was dropping a little bit, but you were just
bad.
staring
I'm
blankly.
sorry. Damn.
we'll see it on tape. You got fucking 3 eyes on you, nigga. We see that. That shit was weird.
So, yo, tell the people about yourself, man. I know you for what, 3-4 years now?
5 years, man. I worked at that place for 5 years.
You know, we worked at that place.
I didn't
I'm still there.
I didn't want to.
You know his memory, though. You know how his memory is.
Yeah,
so,
he's like, oh.
So he would be like,
No, 5 years.
wait, hold on. So where's this place that y'all talking about?
The plantation. That's
Edison, New Jersey.
Edison, New Jersey. The name
Edison,
of the
New
company is Nixon Medical Service and whatever.
Okay. And so you don't work there no more?
No. I left. I couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
Fuck that place. I couldn't do it anymore.
Nah, yeah?
Yeah, like once that whole COVID shit happened, they were sending us in canaries and coal mines, and I was like, well, fuck this.
Here's the coal mines.
I'm not gonna be the first guy to drop dead for this bullshit.
Yeah.
Somebody needs massage sheets that stink too. On top of that,
That's an interesting perspective. So you was like, fuck that, and so what do you do now? Because I know you because you did a show and I came with Lou.
yeah,
I did a comedy show. So
yeah,
I
I'm
know
a
you
stand-up
in the comedy
comedian now,
industry,
so
it's like official.
yeah, that's
So
it.
that's how you say it.
That's
That's what you just say when you just see people. You're like, I'm a comedian.
Yeah, get you a little. It opens the door.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Okay.
People are like, oh, what do you do there? It's like, oh, I work in an office 9 to 5. No, I'm a stand-up comedian. I'm like, oh, that's so interesting. It opens the door. It's a conversation and stuff.
Okay.
It's dope.
You ever been put on the spot? Like, I'm a comedian. They're like, you got 2 minutes. Go ahead, make me laugh.
Kinda, and that's like the worst thing you could do to a comic. You're just like, it's like someone who does impressions. Quickly, do your Jerry Lewis real quick. And you're just like, yeah, you don't want to do it. You just you want it to come naturally. So no, nobody really puts. Some people do
So do you do it? Like, if somebody does it, is it like?
No, because my style of humor, it's just
It's dark.
It's very
I
dark.
love it, though. It's dark.
If I do it like in an office setting or a public setting, people are just looking at me like, what the fuck is wrong?
Okay, you got to catch them on the back end with your style. Like, it's like, no. And then you just continue a conversation, but before you leave, you just throw a little.
Yeah, what I do is like
spin in there.
Like I'll just say like something stupid, like I'll do like a dark little roast about him or something like that.
Yeah.
Or somebody will be passing by and they'll say something, and then like I'll just come out of nowhere with some bullshit that they didn't
Okay.
expect to hear at all. But yeah, nothing's out of bounds for me. So
All right, dope.
if you know me, then you know that nothing's out of bounds for me to say.
So you left Nixon, and now you're doing. So you said you doing.
Yeah, I left Nixon. I moved to New York City.
From where?
From New Jersey.
Okay.
Jersey born and bred.
All right, for this little.
Yeah. Nice.
So yeah, I had a plan where I was just like, I was like, I'm gonna get into this comedy thing. I'm gonna try to, do what I can out here. The plan is to go to New York, try to make it there. Do shows. It started happening before COVID ever happened.
Yeah.
I was getting booked in shows, doing other things, and then COVID came, shut everything down. It's a good show. I did a show in August there, and it was everything was great about it. It was indoors, and everybody was like, properly social distanced. Everybody had masks. It was well done.
Okay.
You went there, and like my girlfriend was nervous. She didn't know how things were going to be. Like, how are they going to do it indoor? They handled it truly professionally. It was great. It was a fun time, and they asked me to come back, and I was like, yeah, in a heartbeat. So
Nice.
How much time do you get?
8 to 10 minutes, depending, on how many comics are there. There was about 10 the last time, so we got 8 to 10 minutes. Once the light came on, you got off. There was one guy, they just cut the mic off. They told you, they give you some ground rules. Like, once you see the light, you got a minute, wrap up your set, get off. Some guy kept on going with some Dr. Seuss rhyme, and he was trying to be like this old Andrew Dice Clay style comedy. They shut his mic off, and he was just embarrassed. Everybody started laughing at that.
Wow, that's funny.
You gotta learn how to follow the rules.
Yeah, respect the light. That's
The rules are for suckers, right?
Rules are for suckers, for sure.
Not
Because if you know what it is, that's the gamble you just take in anything. It's because if he was killing them, and it was and he was on the come up, they would have gave him a little bit more time. So it's all about status and shit. But his joke was probably he just wasn't over with the crowd and he wasn't doing it. So, it could work for the right person in the right situation, but for somebody like that.
Somebody yelled out Apollos. It was fucking hysterical.
Yeah. So that's when it's over. That's me at Nate's wedding. When it's over, when you just talking. Remember when I had to give a speech? And it was somebody should have came and got me a long time ago, but they just they just love to watch the fire burn.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers just love to stare into the fire and just watch that shit. Don't pull up a clip. I replay that shit in my mind every so often and shit. I'm because new stuff pops up that you remember later on. You know when you messed up and the night before you don't remember the next day, and then later on in the day stuff just start coming to you
what the fuck did I just
shit,
say?
I did that? And then you're damn. So as the years go on, sometimes I still
I don't think I've ever been long-winded like that. Just
that
overstate my stay.
No, I definitely, that was so.
Wait. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that.
Yeah, leave that alone.
Yeah, don't step on
It's
your
about
laughs.
alert. It's
Get a
about
laugh, get the fuck out. That's it.
Yeah.
Leave them wanting more.
Yeah. Don't keep going. Mm-hmm. No matter how good it looks.
Like a relationship, right?
Yeah, it's like anything in life. No matter, sometimes you gotta know your limit, and sometimes we just try to go for too much. It's like when you always try to get that one more.
Yeah, you overextend yourself.
You overextend yourself, and it's damn. Now you out here in the middle of the motherfucking ocean. You out of breath, and ain't nobody here to pull you back.
And that's all they'll remember you for.
Yo, that's all they'll everybody know the Titanic for how the fuck it went down. They don't notice about all the wonderful shit that was on the ship and how it was innovative and all that shit. We just know how it went down.
That was it.
Everybody wanted to watch the fire burn, man. Damn. But no, enough about that. So you was at Mohegan Sun, and you was so they give you a time.
They give you set time depending, again, how many comics are there, how good you're doing. The booker there was he did shows in New York. I'd done shows with him, and he would tell me, if you're hot, I'll leave you on.
Yeah, see?
If you're eating dicks up there, then we'll hit you with the lights super quick and get the fuck off.
That's what's up. Nah,
that was his choice of words?
No.
Oh, all right.
If you're bombing up there, then they just get the fuck off. You know when you're bombing.
Yeah, you want somebody to get you the fuck off when you're bombing.
Yeah.
They didn't do that at the last show that I went to in New York City. Yo, there was this guy. Yo, he was terrible. I was just I couldn't believe he said that. He was bad. He was bad.
Everybody got an off night, man. It's
Everybody
it's like like LeBron in them. Everybody have an off night, yo.
From prior to the open micer, everybody bombs. Yeah. So you just gotta.
Everybody, you just gotta. You gotta
you
kill.
You learn from it. You move
gotta
on to the
kill
next one.
because everybody remember when you kill. So
yeah, exactly.
True.
But
I seen Chappelle said some cocky shit. He was like, "No, I don't think I ever did bomb or some shit." He was saying something. He didn't say it in those direct words.
You need that confidence though.
But he was like, yeah, because when you start out in the beginning, everybody has that one. I don't even really think I ever had that experience and shit. He was like, I've been fucking I've been killing this shit for years. Like,
it's like all those guys that are the best at their shit. Michael Jordan, Kobe.
Yeah.
They just got it in their mind. They're just like, I'm the best. I don't give a fuck what you think. I don't know. I'm gonna kill you no matter what.
Yeah.
Even if they have off nights, you're just like, I'm still the best. I'm Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I'm still the best. I'm still gonna come back tomorrow. Yeah.
So you just keep that mindset.
That's what make them. You know, you got to believe it first. If you don't believe it, nobody else is gonna believe it.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So that's funny.
If you don't have a day job or whatever, you're focused on this, then all you're doing is writing. You're coming up with new material.
That's great because that's just letting your imagination just
Run wild.
Some days you're on and you just like there. I mean,
like Ryan.
2 weeks ago I was just writing and writing and writing. This was like right before. No, it was like 2 weeks, almost a month ago, right before the show. I started like just writing and writing and writing, and all this stuff just kept coming up, and I tried it at an open mic, and like some stuff bombed, and like I was nervous as fuck. I'm like, damn. I want to use this stuff, so then I used it at Mohegan Sun, and it killed. It works. Some of it works, some of it doesn't. You take what works, you take what doesn't work, and you just cut the fat. You go what you got.
Tweak it. Nah, that's what's up.
I want to hear something dark. I haven't heard nothing in a while. You got something? I'm sorry.
No.
They just threw him on a. You want to hear something dark? Think the world dark enough? This nigga just want to hear something dark.
Nah, cause you know what? We a couple of times we was riding together. When I really started to get to know him, and he started telling these jokes, and then he would text me these jokes. I was just like, yo, that shit is good, like because like yo, when you go to a comedy show, like you go there to laugh. So we both agree, like yo, we want to laugh.
Yeah,
so like
don't come here. Yeah, don't come
like,
here.
You can talk about
temperamental
gays,
about some shit.
Everything is off the limits.
So you gotta be careful with gays in certain clubs because that's the only thing. Those motherfuckers is like they like the ooze. You know what I'm saying?
I like to hear all that gays, racial jokes.
Yeah, but you could do racial jokes, but then there's certain groups of people you can't talk about because they could run shit.
You can't be malicious. If you're gonna go up there and you're gonna if you're gonna make fun of homosexuals, you're gonna make fun of Asians or African Americans or Puerto Ricans or whatever. Just don't be malicious about it. Just try to find the funny in it. That's what I try to do.
Yeah.
I don't touch political.
Do you harp on it though? You don't harp on it either. You just kind of get it in there and then get out, right? You don't really. How long do you stay there for?
Depends on the joke.
Okay.
If it's if it's part of a bit and if it's a line in a bit, I'll keep it going.
Okay.
But if it's just a quick little one liner, I'll toss it in there just to see what the fuck happens. I'm more of a reaction is good than no reaction at all. If I get oohs and like a ooh and that's just as good as a laugh for me. You drop a joke and you hear crickets and you hear someone stirring their drink, you're like, fuck. Time to cut that one.
So let me ask you, is it a roller coaster ride in your mind? Like, okay, this bomb, let me throw this out. And it's just like you just throwing shit, or are you heading in a direction? Are we going on a trip with you and it's whether we catch on or not, or do you reroute yourself in the middle of the fucking trip? Like,
It happened to me. I had a Christmas show at it was a real estate company. And it was a Christmas party. A comic friend of mine said, "Hey, I got this professional gig. I know your stuff's a little dark, but write some real estate jokes, or whatever. All this other stuff. It's all a bunch of realtors and property owners and all this other shit." I'm like, okay. So I start doing all this jokes about real estate and taxes and dealing with fucking contractors and all this bullshit. And it's it pretty much and I'm not trying to be racial. I'm not. I'm just I'm thinking, it's all gonna be all white jokes. I was gonna go up there. I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna make fun of all these white people for owning mega mansions and wherever, trying to flip houses or what the fuck's that word? Gentrification, all that bullshit. Mm-hmm. So I'm I got jokes for that, and then me and my girlfriend, we go to the venue, and there's 2 rooms. One room is it was like Sons of Anarchy. It was nothing but fucking bikers. All I saw were leather, leather clad, cuts and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, it looks like I'm gonna be doing some biker jokes. I was like, my girlfriend goes into the other room to go check in, she goes to see the other side to see all the, she was the realtor section's over there. I'm like, okay. She comes back out and she goes, hun, she goes, they're all black. And I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, okay, I'll just change up my whole routine. I went up there and I stood up there. I had 15 seconds of dead air because all I had were these jokes that were geared towards property owners, and like I was gonna do like this whole like slavery thing and like owning land and shit like that, just like to fuck with them to make them feel bad.
Yeah.
And then I had nothing. I'm sitting there for like a good 5 minutes, and I was like, and my mind just rewired, just go to your old shit. And I went to the old dark shit, and like I started doing my old set and old routine. They were laughing. It was like I was in a room with a bunch of loos.
Really?
They ate it all up, and I was like, oh, thank you. I know, like I'm not a religious guy, but I was like, thank you, Jesus, thank you.
Wow, that's funny.
Yeah, that's like the only time you could like. It happens. You play your crowd. I was told that like the guy told me, he was like, yes, it's nothing but people who flip houses and do all this other stuff. He's like rich white people, so he's like write jokes for them. So I'm like, okay. I didn't make the assumption that I was gonna go there, and it would be like all real estate people, like because I don't think all people who own property are all white. The guy told me, he was like, yeah, they're all rich white people. Just make fun of them and do all this and do all that. So I wrote jokes based on that, and I go there and I'm just like, okay, no problem. Spanish and black people. I was like, wow. Okay, no problem. Let's just go with the dark stuff.
I think that's the art of it, though. Like
That's
being
dope.
able to
That's dope.
like, flip it at the
Yeah,
last
you
minute.
be able to work on the fly like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's art. That's a talent.
Yeah, it was rough. There was this kid. I don't remember his name. He was the host. He looked like, I don't know if you guys remember the cartoon Fat Albert.
Of course we did.
He looked like one of the Cosby kids, like drawn. He was tall. He had big buck teeth. All this other shit. And like,
That's a mush mouth.
he looked like Mushmouth. There you go. It looked like Mushmouth. I went up there, and like the minute he handed me the mic, and like I don't remember his name, but I was like, oh yeah, I love you on Fat Albert, and like one side laughed and like one side didn't laugh. He didn't even know. He was a kid.
Wow.
Yeah, it's mush mouth.
Yeah, he was young. He didn't get the jokes, but then the older people got it. So that's one thing. You kind of you try to cater to your crowd because a lot of people aren't gonna know your shit.
So what is the normal demographic and age?
Right now, for me, honestly, well, if you go to the casinos, it's a lot of older people.
Yeah.
Holy shit with the old people.
Yeah.
But mid-20s to like mid-30s, you don't see anybody older than that. If you see anybody older than that, you're just like, fuck. But yeah, I would say more late 20s to like mid-30s. That's about the average crowd.
Okay.
So you don't want to deal with the young kids these days. They're too sensitive.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Have you dealt with it though?
I've gotten approached after a show.
Okay.
I've never like been on stage. I've got heckled once, but that was by a cousin.
Oh, all right.
My own cousin heckled me.
Different.
I was like, you motherfucker.
That's different, but then again, you're like, you motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm just like, and then the thing is, it threw me off because I didn't expect it.
What's a heckle though?
A heckle's when somebody's in the crowd and like they yell something at you when you say a joke. You're being made fun of while you're on stage.
That's rude.
Yeah, it was my own fucking cousin and he heckled me. Kind of threw me off. I bombed terribly that fucking night. It was the worst fucking night ever. And then afterwards, he pulls me aside. He's telling me like how to do this and how to do that. I'm like, motherfucker, you're a cop. What the fuck do you know?
Yeah, no cop jokes. Well, is it too early for COVID jokes?
No.
Okay.
That's a lot of people's bread and butter now. Everybody
like early, niggas. We waiting for some new material because
Yeah.
COVID's about to.
Yeah, you would think the way the government be acting, they just now starting to open up stuff. So I'm just like,
No, I mean, you had to feel it was gonna be like a lot of mask jokes, and there were. I tried to stay away from the mask stuff. So yeah, I did like I kind of like brought my own problems into it with COVID, like like cocaine use and all this other shit and like all this other stuff. So kind of mixed it up. I didn't want to like be like oh, why the fuck are you sniffling and it was COVID. All this other bullshit.
First time you could like stay home from a coke habit and shit. Like,
Exactly.
I still got the sniffles, nigga. I'm still out. I'm still out.
That was the joke. Like
still out.
the joke was that I'm walking home and my girlfriend hears me sniffling and she stops me at the door. She doesn't let me in the house. She goes, "Why the fuck are you sniffling?" I'm like, "It's the cocaine." And then she's like, she's sitting there. She's giving me a mean look and she's like, "Whoo, okay, baby, go inside."
that's a nice skin. I like that.
But
Either that or you could tell you could be telling somebody the obvious, the truth. It's like it's the cocaine. Nah, fuck that shit. Nigga. You got COVID. You got nah. Seriously, man. I was doing coke. You fucking got COVID. Get the fuck out of here.
depends on the person you're gonna go see.
Yeah.
If you're gonna go see a germaphobe, then yeah, it's cocaine. If you're gonna see a fucking a recovering addict, then say you got COVID.
I got COVID. Be like, nah, nigga, I still see the crystals under your nose.
Exactly.
Nah, it's COVID, man. It's COVID.
It's snowing.
He'd be like, what? That's the new brand. That's how they selling it on the streets now. It's cold. They calling it COVID. Like, no, it's really cold.
Yo, you know what's crazy? What's that guy that they choked to death?
George Floyd.
Yes.
Damn.
I seen.
How he know who the fuck George Floyd is before you? Like, God damn it, Lou.
He's black. Like, you Puerto Rican, right?
I'm Puerto Rican.
See, he's black. He's with us.
Listen, man, I don't give a
I don't know, man.
what you talking about. What you think you talking
They
about?
put us in a lineup. They can beat your ass first.
Yeah. Fucking, what's your name?
Lenny.
No, your other name? The government name?
Oh, Leonardo.
Leonardo is Italian when the fucking cops pull him over. All right? That Puerto Rican shit is for home. When he get home and he be like, Poppy, I made it back home.
Nah, somebody like they had a brand of weed called George Floyd, and it was like, yo, like,
Because you choke on it?
yeah. I'm not even kidding. I seen it. I was just like, yo,
That's
we're
funny and
horrible.
terrible.
That's like a name for a dildo and shit. You can sell that shit to.
Exactly. Something you call your dick.
Be like, yo, baby, I got what you telling me? It's fucked up. I'm not even gonna finish the joke. This shit is fucked up. I hope nobody ever see this shit.
We're gonna get canceled before you even see it get off the ground.
I can't even believe I took the bait on this, man. Change the subject. This shit is fucked up. Fucked up. We ought to be ashamed of ourselves. I had nothing to do with this. They set me up.
It's all Lou Bonds.
This shit is
I
fucked
barely
up.
knew his name, so
He's
I'm
not,
like,
yeah, you barely knew his name, but you said, can you do something dark? Didn't you say that shit?
He's the one that did it.
Yeah,
He's the one who came up with the dark
shit.
shit.
Sounded like a Jim Henson creation. Can we do something dark in here today? I'm in the mood for something dark. Fucking Muppet, man. Come on. Not in front of our guests, man. You having his fucking back. You need to come back when your back is okay.
No self-respect.
Because your back is on. Your back got you tripping, bro.
I
Damn.
got me walking funny. Like,
Walking funny, thinking, forgetting shit. I know you forgetful, but you.
that's funny. That's funny.
Oh, man.
Need something to drink.
Who the fuck sells that shit? Can you imagine like going up to yo, I got that George Floyd.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's crazy as shit. What?
Yeah.
Was it like somebody being funny or was it?
No, it was actually.
It's actually
brand of weed.
a strain
Yeah, it's a
called
strain.
George Floyd.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Damn.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, listen.
You remember like in wrestling?
Shit
like
don't
when-
hit everybody the same way.
Yeah. You remember like in professional wrestling back then, like in the olden, like somebody would like the bad guy would come in to help out his boy, and they would like jump the guy. They would call it a Pearl Harbor. Like, oh, totally Pearl Harbor the guy. Like, what's next? Like, you know, like the wrestler comes in, another guy comes in. Jesus Christ, he's. It's ridiculous.
I got you.